Welcome back yet again to the channel. We got Lights Out Leah here. Leah, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great. But look, first and foremost, there's a video I wanted to show you. I thought it was freaking hilarious. We'll get your take on it in a second. Let's play it for everybody, okay?
Okay.
Who do you like better, Kimi or George Russell?
Max Verstappen.
What do you think?
Bring him to the team.
Right?
Bring him to the team.
I mean, he's my spirit animal at this point. He is
Right.
my spirit animal.
Yes. I mean, bring him, sign him, get him a contract. He'll be the youngest F1 employee ever.
We're going to leave his socials and his mom's socials and the whole family socials in the link down
Exactly.
below. But look,
Exactly.
we got a special day today, Leah. For some reason, the F1 and
Okay.
Motorsport's gods have just been putting out stuff for us this week.
It really has.
Right?
It really has.
I mean, is it just me or is that the feel that you're getting as well?
It's only Wednesday, and it's just like whiplash. Just every time you look somewhere, something's happening.
Well, look, let's not put it off any further. This is when people would normally go without any further ado. But then if you ask them, hey, what is the ado specifically? Explain to me what the ado is, right? Is it tangible? What kind of substance is it? And what does it go with? Do you eat it, right? What is the ado? People go, I don't know. So why are you trying not to further it? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, let's get into it. We got Max Verstappen drama. Are you still laughing at my further ado stuff right now?
I was like, okay, are we about to get a lesson on Shakespeare or what's happening with this?
No, there will be no Shakespearean. There will be no Shakespearean
Okay.
lesson today. But Max Verstappen really likes Shakespeare. So let's say this. The Max Verstappen drama is surrounded about him saying that he's going to quit F1 yet again. We've gone over this with him, 3 or 4 times this season, once last year. What's going on?
Listen, I think it's just everybody has it. Everybody has a bad day. Something's not working right. It's just, just not flying off the handle, but just that's how he's feeling in the moment. So, yeah.
Well, look.
Granted, the season's not going the way he wants it right now for himself, so I don't blame him.
Well, look, he's starting to trend in the right direction. He got his first podium in 2026. The whole thing with him is that he wants the 60-40 split that's being proposed by F1 to take place, right? And there's a lot of manufacturers like Ferrari, like Mercedes, that are doing good this year that don't want to make those changes to the PU and the battery. They want to keep it status quo because they're doing phenomenally. Do you think that Max has a leg to stand on here to say, well, if we don't get these changes, then I'm out?
I think yes and no. Yes, the team is not providing the way it has in the past.
Right.
So I get that 100%. But also at the same time, it's like, I'm so sorry that it's not performing the way you want it to. And unfortunately for you, they're able to extract what they need from their car with what they have. So suck to suck. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, is it a situation where you just say tough cookie? I mean, we all know.
Yeah.
Look at the eyeballs that he brought to the Nürburgring. And again, I'm not going to try to pronounce it this time in German because the comment section last time was freaking lighting me on fire. I tried, guys.
Not only the comment sections, but me texting you.
Well, the comment
you
section
so much help.
and you texting me. So everybody was roasting me on my German, which I know none, right? But I know Wiener Schnitzel. Is that German? That's the extent of my German there.
That's like me saying queso. Keep going.
You don't even
Just
like
keep going.
tacos. What the hell?
I didn't say I didn't like tacos.
What did you say? You don't like burritos?
I don't like burritos.
Okay.
Give me a street taco all day. Oh, back on topic. This is not a cooking channel. We have talked about food the last 3 times.
We will have a cooking channel called Leah's Pies, but we'll talk about that later. For now, let's head back to Max. So part of the stuff that's really warming up the rumor mill, Lights Out Leah, is that Toto was seen having a meeting with Jos Verstappen right after the race at the Mercedes paddock. So is that giving us any insight, do you think?
For the sake of the drama, because listen, I love a good drama. I love it. Give me the rumor mill, give me the gossip mill. I am here and sat for it. So I would love to see that. Here's what's playing in my head. As soon as I saw that and heard it and everything, here's what happened in my head. Max goes to Mercedes. We all know there was always a tussle between Jos. I don't know if it's Jos or Jos. I don't know either way. Don't know how to say it, but he always had a tussle with Christian Horner. There was always a tussle there.
That's right.
But here's the thing. It's easy for Jos to push against Christian because Christian was a small dude. Christian was a small dude. Toto's not. And like all the girls do, say and everything, Toto's the most tallest, broadest, handsomest man in that paddock, okay? You can't deny that. So I would love to see for Max to go to Mercedes, only to see if things don't go the way that Max, aka Jos, go his way, for him to go against Toto. And I, without a doubt, whoever throws a punch, it's not going to be a knockout, drag out. It's going to be a long fight, and I'm here for it. I want to see that fight.
I think you're right, and I would love to see that as well. And aside from the Toto Wolff and Jos Verstappen and all that, aside from that, right? The rumor mill was heavy last year in this exact same scenario that you and I are both talking about right now. So the fact that it's come to this year, and now we're talking about Jos and Toto, I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire, right?
Yeah. Always. So it would, I would like to see it. Someone needs to take George's seat. Someone needs to take it because it's going to get cold real quick.
You're bringing up your favorite driver, George Russell. I think it's a very appropriate time that we talk about what's going on with Mercedes, and we mention the civil war going on within Mercedes. It's like we're watching Marvel all over again. Someone get the Avengers, because there's a civil war happening right now. So
it's beautiful.
Isn't it though? It's
beautiful.
We all thought this is a year where George Russell probably gets a fast car. This is George's year, right? No one knew that Kimi was going to come on the way he's been, four wins in a row.
Yeah. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's what I'm so sorry for all the George fans, but this makes me so happy in my soul.
I know it does. So. I know it does. You have a special place in your spleen for George Russell, so I hear you on that. But again, first time in F1 history that a driver gets his 4 first wins in a row.
Yeah, in a row. Second year in F1. How, come on.
And on top of that, the video clips of George Russell, leaned up on the track, watching the cars go by and shaking his head as Kimi just pulls away with George Russell's drivers' championship.
It's people need to stop saying that. It's been beautiful. Everything, every edit, every meme, every single thing has been absolutely beautiful in reference to that. It's so good. So good.
Oh, freaking phenomenal. As we like to say here in the channel, pure cinema. And let's add a little bit of substance to this, right? Because we require substance. Let's add a little bit of substance to this, right? Staying on the Avengers theme there, right? If you know, you know.
Okay.
Part of this whole thing with the civil war with Mercedes and what we were just talking about with Max is that Toto Wolff has introduced a new rule to his drivers after Kimi was beyond ticked off at George for that move on turn 7 in Canada where George ran him off the track, right? So this new rule has been called the Max Verstappen rule, right? And the way that it works, I want to get your feedback on this, right? The way it works is Toto told both of his drivers, before you guys lash out on each other and before you guys do a move or you're going to overtake each other or affect each other some type of way on the track, you need to ask yourselves, what would Max Verstappen do, right? Not what would Jesus do? What would Max Verstappen do, right? So,
Yeah.
again, what do you think about this? Do you think this is going to end up being good? Is this going to go to Max's head, right? If he doesn't already have a big head, is this going to go to his head?
Right. Which Max will probably just scoff at it and then laugh about it later and go do his sim work and play with the cats. But I think, oh, almost knocked my laptop over. I think the whole entire time, Toto's having war flashbacks because of back when it was Lewis and Nico Rosberg as teammates. And so he's probably like going back. He's like, I'm about to go through this trauma all over again with two of my drivers. I can't do this. I can't do this. I need you guys to have a Max mentality and implement that so you're not costing us millions upon millions of dollars in car damages and screw yourselves over and lose us championship points for the constructors. Like, stop it. So
you nailed it. They're
I know I did.
The constructors is theirs for them to lose, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've both done phenomenally. I know that George hasn't been doing as good as Kimi, but who is, right? And they still, even post upgrades where McLaren, and we're going to get into this later, but when McLaren said we brought a completely new car, right? And Juan Pablo Montoya's over there freaking shipping them to have, to when Mercedes or when McLaren brings updates, they get faster. Oh, okay. How did that work out for them? How did that work out for Juan Pablo Montoya?
Time out. We didn't get to upload this video because there were some technical issues, but we brought up that comment, and during that recording, you were all for what he said.
No, I said the same thing. I was like, he's full of it. And not just that, I said he was as full of it as a person that got him dressed that weekend because that was the only weekend that he's been dressed well, right? And again, look.
Oh, maybe I'm flipping what I remember. That was me.
Yeah, that was you.
That was full.
Yeah. But it's okay. Though. It's okay.
My bad. I humbly apologize.
Hey, it's okay. Look, we're drinking Busch Light Apple. We got the Bapple on deck.
Okay.
What do you got on deck?
That's
what is
great.
That?
I have the Watermelon Wave from Alani.
Oh, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah. I need energy. I've been in a car for 6 hours today. I need my energy.
Over, under, if that's going to give you enough energy, yes or no?
It'll be a surprise.
Okay, good. Well, look, going back on all that, right? McLaren had their own fiasco, and that's neither here or there. But I think where we were going with all this is just to say that we are all seeing the Drivers' Championship going full hand to Mercedes. However, George Russell not being able to get out of his own way. And look, I'm saying that fully aware that this weekend was not his fault. The battery issue that he had with the vehicle, I know that was not his fault.
Correct.
And he was doing a really good job. Correct. They were racing really, really cleanly. And which, by the way, the overtakes are phenomenal. F1's a real winner because everybody that was complaining about the 2026 regulations, my goodness, these last two races have been phenomenal, right? Last two races have been super good. We'll talk about that in a new segment later on in the show. So stay here for that. By the way, if you're still here, give the video a like, give it a little comment. Leah appreciates it. Exactly. She wants you to sub. Do it for we would do it for you. So hook us up, right?
Yeah.
But we gotta snort. We got a snort out of Leah. Last time this happened was a few episodes ago, and it was about something to do with someone's speech. So let's not even go there right now. That being said,
shut the fuck up.
We're gonna beat that out. We're gonna beat that because we're a family-friendly channel now. Okay, we're gonna beat that out. No, we're not. We may not. If we're still monetized, we may not. But you know who doesn't need any beeping out? Valtteri Bottas. He doesn't need any beeping out. He's the man with the mustache. He's got some of the best sunglasses in the paddock. There's a lot going on with the guy. What are your takes on all this? Have you heard some of these rumors?
I had heard these rumors. I have heard it. What do you think first?
Well, I want to say that a lot of Valtteri's issues may not be so much his driving skill. I feel like it's more
Mm.
of the vehicle that they're putting onto him. But also, it's kind of hard to say that too when he got lapped 4 times by Kimi at the Canadian Grand Prix. And not just that, but Checo finished 11th in the sprint while Valtteri was dead last. So
So, also, real quick, in case any of the viewers haven't heard, what is the rumor that we're talking about?
So the rumor that's going on with Valtteri right now is that he's on the hot seat. His seat at F1 with Cadillac is in danger. They've been keeping a really close eye at how Colton Herta is doing in F2, and he's one of the more experienced drivers there. Not to call him old or anything, but he's got plenty of experience. And he's working on getting his super license point, which he's not super far away from doing now. And he's been doing decent in F2. We can't say he's doing phenomenal, but he's doing decent. But again, he's coming from IndyCar. There's a little bit of a change there. He's only 4 or 3 races into F2. They have less races in F1, and F1's 5 races in. So I want to say F2 is 3 races or 4. I don't know. If you guys know, leave it down in the comments. But that to say that Colton Herta is doing good. So the rumor is that the executives at Cadillac have thought about potentially switching Valtteri and Colton Herta after the Monaco Grand Prix, which is the next one that we're expecting. So that's what the rumor is. And again, I don't know if all the blame is on Valtteri.
Yeah. You made a comment early before we started recording that to have an American driver driving for an American team would be a phenomenal marketing sponsorship slam dunk for Cadillac. And I agree. However, I think it's really ballsy for a new team, brand new team to F1, to say, oh, our driver's underperforming when, yes, Checo did great. Overall, Cadillac hasn't been performing phenomenally, which has been understandable because they're a new team. They're a new team into F1. So I think it's just a really ballsy play with them saying he's been underperforming. And I'm just sitting here going, well, yeah, we weren't expecting you guys to knock us out of the park in the first like 4 years of you being in F1. So I think it's really preemptive of them to switch out, but we'll see what happens.
And again, usually whenever you purchase a team into F1, it's a little bit different than conceptualizing a team from scratch. Because, like, for example, Audi got all the stuff from Kick Sauber, including factories, workers, people in place to do all sorts of stuff, designs, 3D printouts, all of which Cadillac had none of. So,
no.
Yeah, part of Cadillac incorporating a team into F1 was creating a factory. They didn't even have that, you know? So, yeah, I think we were all expecting them to struggle a little bit, or a lot of it in this instance. And I think Checo just being a super phenomenal F1 talent and finishing above where he should have kind of put a little bit of a microscope on Valtteri. But if it was me at the helm, I would keep Valtteri as long as possible, because it would. I don't know if Colton, in my opinion, I don't know if Colton's ready. I mean, we've seen Solov and Rafael Kamara doing really, really good in F2, and Colton's right behind them. And there's probably a few guys that you could argue are doing better than Colton. But anyways, all that to say that I don't know if there's a driver that you could replace him with that would do better than Valtteri right now.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I just think it's preemptive. I think I wouldn't say it's a fluke. I just think, hey, it was not a flash in the pan. Hey, he did really great, Checo. He did really great. Give it some time, though. Give it some time.
I think you give Valtteri, give him a dozen races. I mean, come on, you know?
Hey, how about, I'll do you one better. How about a full fucking season?
Yeah, look, unless you had a kid like Ollie waiting in the back seat, and you're like, okay, fine. I mean, Ollie, look at how talented he is. But you got freaking Zoe and Colton Herta, right? And again, I know Colton's super talented, but I'm not giving Valtteri seat up for Zoe. I don't know if I give it up for Colton Herta this early on.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're on the same page. Yeah.
I think we are on the same page, and it's crazy because being on the same page is super important. So, one of the things that we saw, one of the headlines that we've seen after the Canadian Grand Prix with Lewis Hamilton was that he's finally on the same page with his race engineers, and him going away from using the simulator that he thinks was damaging his racing.
Yes.
I think we saw a complete brand new Lewis Hamilton here.
We did. It was fantastic. Sorry, I was so excited. Okay, so I originally, when I got into F1, my driver was Danny Rick, and that went bye-bye. And then I was like, okay, I gotta have a new driver to support. I went full in with Lewis Hamilton. His first race where I became a full-on Lewis Hamilton fan was Austin 2024, where he spun out first lap. And it was so bad. And so, like, it was shit. And so that sucked ass. And so finally seeing him, and because he'd done great in the sprint races last year. He was great in sprint races, but when an actual Grand Prix was happening, it wasn't happening. So seeing it happen this Sunday was like a soothing balm to my heart to see that. And his mom was there. So happy that she got to see that happen. But him saying that sim work, which I completely agree. Too much of artificial anything is going to take away the actual physical feel of when you are driving, or hell, not even driving. If you're like golfer or base, I don't know what the fuck they do. I don't know. They swing like
what they do with that amount of time. So I'm right there with you. All right, keep going.
But yeah, it just too much of that can be hindering to your actual performance.
Right.
So I agree with him mixing it up like that. It paid off. Look what happened. Fantastic. So yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. I think the Canadian Grand Prix gave us so much, and it giving a lot of fans. And you know, I might be guilty of this. I mean, you guys see my paint scheme, my color scheme in the back. You guys see the logo, right? So, you know, it's not news to anybody that I'm a Red Bull fan, right? That being said, when the announcers were going on and on during qualifying, saying, "Whoa, we got a new Lewis Hamilton," and you know, I thought that they were overselling it a little bit, and I was like, I don't know if that's the case. But seeing him being, I think it was 8 seconds down with 20 laps to go on Max, and just cutting it, getting him. And as he called it, he hunted him down. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, you can call it that because you literally did hunt him down.
When he finally got that last overtake on Max, okay, so I couldn't watch the race live because I was driving. I was on the road, and so I had to do the race in 30. So I'm like a little kid again, sheets over my head with a flashlight trying to read or something in the middle of the night. Right. That's like the image of me trying to watch this race and trying to be quiet because I was staying at someone else's house. It was, I wish I could have screamed in glee and just happiness. It was so good. It was so good.
Oh, it was great. And again, I wanted Max to hold on to P2, and I wanted to see a full on battle. And look, they did battle it out for like a lap and a half. But I think Max was complaining about not having the tire temperature, and I think that ended up affecting him to the point where, you know, Lewis on the outside overtook him. The whole thing with Lewis was phenomenal. But there was a lot more that the Canadian Grand Prix gave us other than George shaking his head after his car shut off on him, Lewis Hamilton passing Verstappen and hunting him down. There was also the gift that is papaya, right? And, you know, they gave us so much to talk about last season with the papaya rules. They gave us, you know, just so much freaking content. And yet here they are again in 2026 trying to do it all over again. Why did they go out on injures? What is going on with these people?
So, okay, granted, a lot of the teams did that. Here's the thing. Okay, here's my new business idea for the for F1 teams as individual teams. How about hiring a local fisherman or farmer, depending on the region, as a consultant
Mhm.
and bring them on as your weatherman. And that way you will have a better idea of what the weather is going to be like instead of trusting whatever billion-dollar system that you have where y'all still stick your hand out outside of the damn pit wall to see if it's actually raining or not.
Well,
I think they just need to do that to determine which tires we're going to start on.
F1 teams invest a bunch of money into having their own telemetry teams and meteorology teams and all this stuff, right? And that's phenomenal, but they never are that accurate, in my personal opinion. So your solution might be the way to go about it. And viewers, for those of y'all that don't know, Lights Out Leah is actually a meteorologist. So she does weather predictions on her free time.
I hate you. Can we please move on? Last time you mentioned that I was a meteorologist, that got brought up at work. So move on.
We got to keep going with it now. It's too late. You are now our bona fide meteorologist. And I struggle to say that every freaking time. My goodness.
You do.
Oh, I don't know what it is about that word.
I was about to say, can you put like a weather map and I'll just be like, we have a chance of, well, no, what is it when she does in Mean Girls? She's just like 20% of rain. And just like, that's how she figures it out.
I've never seen Mean Girls a day in my life, so I couldn't tell you. So
on Wednesdays, we wear pink, Alex.
Yeah, no.
Oh my God.
We do not wear pink.
Please tell me we have some
Here, let me ask you this. Do you think that pink is an important part of everyday outfits, maybe, or fashion accessories?
Okay, my best friend made this comment this weekend. I actually bought this when I was on my trip. I used to hate on pink so much. I used to hate on it because it was like, it's too girly and I don't like it. And no. I fucking love pink now. So,
well, that these
people, granted, I wear black about 90% of the time.
Not that these people put out a lot of pink stuff. They put out some, but have you heard of the fashion brand Gucci?
Yes, I have.
Well, they dropped one on us today too. So this is a whole part of the whole F1 gods dropping stuff on us today. So Gucci announced that they will be the title sponsor for Alpine, and they've created this beautiful name of a race team. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Are you ready for this?
I am ready.
All right. This is the name that Alpine will be next year. Alpine will now be known, and by the way, it was BWT Alpine or Alpine BWT. That's what they're known as currently. Next year, they will be known as Gucci Racing Alpine Formula 1 team. So not to make a joke out of it, but is that Gucci in your eyes? Is it Gucci or no?
I hate it.
You don't like it?
I like it. Okay, because there was at one point where the younger generation would refer to things as, that's Gucci. I hated it so much. So that's the only thing. That's the only thing.
Remember that song that was like, Gucci Man, something like that, And it's like, look.
Oh, yeah.
Flavio already dresses kind of peculiar with his shades, And imagine the same thing, but just with the big Gucci on the side. And look, let me put the logo up here. This is what Gucci Racing looks like. So the logo's right here. So imagine Flavio wearing that.
I will say this. At least it is a sponsor that I know who they are and what their product is. Because there's a lot of them, I'm like, what is this? So I will give it that. Also, I will give it for this as well. With the F1 fan base being still, I think it's still predominantly male, they'll find out what Gucci is if they don't already. So they'll be exposed to that.
Well, I mean, yes and no. Like, we put out a survey and we asked F1 fans, so people that watch at least, let's just say, a quarter of the F1 races that are put out per year, how many of them would be able to tell you in a moment's notice what Atlassian does?
Exactly. I don't know.
but staying on the same team, because obviously you're a Williams girl, right? But staying on the same team, everybody knows what Duracell does.
I do know what Duracell.
Right, but they're not a title sponsor, right? But then you get some that are super recognizable, then you get some that are not as recognizable. In this instance, to talk about your point, Gucci is super recognizable.
Yes. So like, and I do like it for that. Yeah.
And look, Louis Vuitton is not a title sponsor on a team, but they're overall a Formula One sponsor, and they're on every single racetrack.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, well, that's when they show the trophy, that's what it's in.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a Louis Vuitton luggage. So
yeah, and I think their official title is that Louis Vuitton is the official storage or carrying for F1 something, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. I mean, that's phenomenal. Let me get one of those. Let me get my hands on a mini DOP kit in orange. Shout out to freaking Pierre Gasly, because he was wearing one of those. I love it. Or not wearing, he was carrying one of those. So I love it.
Okay.
But that being said, I want to introduce a new segment to you guys. This is all about the viewers, so if you guys love this, please let me know. But the new segment is going to be a stock up or stock down type of situation. So we're going to mention a topic, and then we're going to say whether it's up or down. But the way that we're going to measure whether it's up or down is not stocks, because this is not a financial channel. It'll be is a topic that we're talking about, is it simply lovely or is it not simply lovely? So it'll be our yes and our no, right? And we'll get a lovely Max Verstappen graphic to appear for that. So that being said, lights out, Leah.
Okay.
You ready for our new segment, Simply Lovely or Not Simply Lovely?
I'm ready.
Okay. Considering we just spoke about Alpine, Alpine's been doing phenomenal since they switched from the Renault engine to the Mercedes engine. The Canadian Grand Prix was just an extension of that. Franco Colapinto is doing amazing. So Alpine, what do you think? Simply lovely or not simply lovely?
I'm going to shock some people. Simply lovely.
Ooh, I love that. I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you think that's the case?
Which part? The part that's shocking or that they're simply lovely?
Both.
Okay. Because I've been an Alpine hater. So just that. Just because I didn't like Flavio. But I think it's simply lovely because they have struggled. And I feel like they're on the trajectory that Williams was on last year. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my simply lovely.
Valtteri Bottas being replaced at Cadillac. Simply lovely or not simply lovely?
It is not simply lovely. No.
Give the man some time.
Please.
Kimi Antonelli making history. First 4 wins have been all wins back to back to back to back to back. Simply lovely or not?
Simply lovely. Yes.
How talented is this kid? He might be the second coming of
He
Senna.
is.
My goodness.
Okay, you know what? Fair. Extremely fair. I'm proud of him like he's my own fucking nephew. Like, I'm so happy for this kid. I'm like, keep going, kid. Come on, buddy. Come on. You got it.
And by the way, let
You
me
can keep
add
going.
this too. So on Kimi Antonelli's Facebook page, he's putting out daily vlogs of what his race week looks like. And this kid
Oh, I didn't know that.
is so freaking locked in that I was like, dude, I'm not doing enough. And lights out, Leah, you know how busy I am, right? And I was
Yes,
like,
you are.
dude, I feel like I'm not doing enough with how much you're accomplishing on your day. But then again, he doesn't really. I mean, he does have a job, but he just gets to do that all day, every day, right? But that's neither here or there. So Kimi Antonelli, simply lovely, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Lewis Hamilton. Is this a Lewis Hamilton of old or of new? Simply lovely or not?
Simply lovely. And it's the Lewis Hamilton of old.
I think so too. He looked phenomenal at the Canadian Grand Prix. I think so too. The Max Verstappen rule for Mercedes. Is that simply lovely or not?
I'm going to say that is not.
Oh yeah? Why? Is this bringing back memories of the papaya rules for you?
I think it's the papaya rules and the Mercedes. It's just it's triggering. So that's the only reason.
Lastly, or second to lastly, Gucci Racing Alpine Formula 1 team. Simply Lovely or not Simply Lovely? Because I think it's beyond Simply Lovely. I love that. But give me your take.
You know what? Simply Lovely. I'll go with Simply Lovely.
Ooh! Okay, I love that. Okay, so look, our opinion is super important, but the viewers' opinion is even more important. So that being said, you guys let us know in the comment section down below. Is Gucci Racing Alpine Formula 1 team Simply Lovely or not? You guys leave your comments down below, and we'll go from there. I'm Alex on track. She's lights out, Leah. Leah, any last thoughts before we go?
I hate the weather in Texas. That's all I got.
It's so hit or miss. I thought there was a freaking tornado last night. It was freaking bad, you know? But
it was bad. It was bad.
Well, at least you got out of the way and you were managed to drive home without hitting it. My last thoughts is I just want to see the beef between Juan Pablo Montoya and Max Verstappen continue. It's been phenomenal.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Right, wasn't that good? I feel like Max is taking a little bit of the high road, and it's so unusual for him to do that. Like, hey, Max, like, talk shit.
No, I think he's not. I don't think so much that Matt, like, I think Max has taken the high road. It's just he's been very clever with it. But I will tell you another thing. The one trackside person, Marshall or whatever, who had to go grab that debris off the track and then dove through that little window in the fence during the Canadian Grand Prix. That motherfucker was a winner.
It was. So because this weekend, the race was right before the Coca-Cola 600, I was already drinking Busch Light apples, so Bapples for the Coca-Cola 600. And my team Trackhouse, I'm a Connor Zilic guy, which, by the way, you know, let Connor Zilic race, right? But anyways, that's neither here or there. That being said, yeah, that was phenomenal. I was in the middle of drinking a beer and I almost spit it out because that guy, his little freaking run, he looked like Mario in the 64 game, you know?
Yeah. It was so, but again, I had to be quiet, but seeing it happen made me bust out laughing. So, yeah.
Oh, I bet. That was pure cinema, as we say here on the channel. So, perfect. Guys, Lights Out Leah's social media will be in the description. Hit like, hit follow. If you made it this far in the video, I appreciate every single one of y'all. And again, don't forget to hit that follow button. I appreciate y'all. That being said, until next time, guys, thank y'all.